Well, hi there, everyone. Happy Monday. How's it going? We're going to talk stocks. It's an important day to update about the stock market, and I'm going to do a video about the stock market every day this week. I believe I'll be able to do that every day this week, and I might continue them doing those every, active market day that there is, because I really enjoy talking about companies, talking about the future, talking about why I make certain investment decisions. And I spent about an hour, hour and a half today working on companies and going through all of these companies. I'm working on this last review date area. This last review date has to do with how long ago it was that I researched the stock, look at financials, look at the chart history, just do an overall review of each company, and sometimes dig deeper and read news and other things if it's a really interesting company. So I'm going to continue to work on that. There's over 1,000 companies. There's I guess 1,064 companies that I have in here. We're going to get this list down to under a couple hundred because that's about the most I want to track in any given day anyway. But let's talk about today, and let's talk about the order in which I have these companies, because when we look at this top sheet here, this top sheet shows you all the companies that are at the top of the list. And the list is the list of, I have a target price for a company and it has a current price. For example, Tesla had a terrible, terrible day, down 8.6% to $242 a share. That screams buy is what it screams. I mean, look at their 60-day trend. Tesla's pretty much my favorite company because they hire the best engineers and they're just advancing the future in so many ways. And I'm in the process of getting a Tesla. That's actually what I'm working on right now. Is I'm working on picking up a Tesla. I'm not going to say which one or what kind because I don't want to drive the price of those vehicles. But there's just a fantastic company. They had their AI day. I'm not surprised that humanity is a little bit behind when it comes to understanding the significance of this company, although many people are not behind. And that's one reason why they have a $759 billion market cap, which is what they have. So today, terrible day. But notice that over the last 180 days, today they're dropping down all the way to here. This chart doesn't even include today. So they're right about here right now. And they do not have much further to go. I mean, they said that they didn't hit their Q3 delivery estimate. They missed it by like 1%. There was like a China shutdown. There were things that were affecting that. They sell every car they make, and every car they make is pretty awesome. So I'm not worried about that. It's just one of those short-term days where they go down, way down. What that means is that there's a tremendous amount of value. And I mean, I don't want to broadcast my moves specifically, but you can't not when you see this, which is, are they likely to drop drastically even more and more and more? Probably not. Not with the way this company. If they do, then the entire world's going down, and let's not wish for that. So I think they're coming back, and I think they're going to come back strong. And I'm not changing this $333 quarterly strike price estimate. I'm not, because they're just going to bounce right back. So what's funny is, well, based on what just happened today, I mean, an 8.5% move is a tremendous move for any company most of the time. So they're going to obviously bounce back eventually. Question will be how long, when does that happen? Well, some of the videos I do on this channel here are kind of about gambling. I mean, they're predicting sports, but they're also about gambling. And we can have a debate about whether or not gambling is good or bad. I'm sure that it can be bad and it can also be good. It's both. And when it comes to the stock market, people don't want to think of the stock market necessarily as gambling, like betting on sports or something. And it's not. There are certain differences. But you can play stock options in a manner that is very similar to gambling, meaning that there is a tremendous payout in a short period of time based on fluctuations in the stock price. And so when I see something like this, like Tesla down 8.6, down below 250, when they were at 278 or something 4 days ago, 4 market days ago. And there's nothing wrong with this company. It's just the nature of what happened short term. I don't know how you don't buy long call options on that. And I was browsing them today and I saw things like a couple weeks out being like a couple $100 to get them back to like 280 or 275 or I was like, what? I was like, that is ridiculous jumping. They moved by how much today? They moved by $22 just today, essentially for pretty much no reason. So, what makes you think they don't snap back? Like normally, things that happen here is on a ridiculous day for no reason is they snap back 0.5% the next day. So, look at them to go up 4%, which would be, off of this would be about $10, right? So that brings them up to like, it brings up to like 252. So what's interesting is like there's only 4 days left in the week this week, right? So you can buy an option. This is total gambling, but I want to explain to you how this works and why it's so crazy because it's fun. I mean, you don't. We're talking about like $100 or $200 here. You're not talking about $10,000 that you're putting into Tesla. You're talking about less than a share price of $242. It's actually a great example. What you do is what can you buy with a share price worth of Tesla when it comes to stock options? And here, this is screaming long call, long call, long call, long call, meaning they're coming back. They're an awesome company. And if they don't come back, so be it. I will die on that hill saying I love Tesla and they're a great company and they're going to keep increasing in value. I'm fine with that because I believe that to be true. So you buy a long call on them for $242, and a long call that expires this Friday, which would be 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, I guess. I'm pretty sure you can get a long call at like a 260 or 250 something dollar strike price, something like that. I'll look it up and I'll post it in the comment below in this video. But that option, which only expires 4 days from now, is a total risk. However, if they bounce back, like I just said, $10 tomorrow on Tuesday, that option all of a sudden is worth like $1,500 in a day. It goes from like 250 to 1,500. You'll see if that happens. They could go down and the sell-off might not be over and the pressures that push them down even further. And that $242 option that you just bought is going to be worth next to nothing by Thursday. So that's the way it can go yin or yang. But when it goes your way, it goes into a multiple of 10, 20, 30, 50 times even your investment, depending on how far it goes, because every dollar they go above your long call option strike price is worth $100 in intrinsic value. So every $10 they go is $1,000 above your strike price, how much you make per $10 above the strike price. So that's my dissertation on Tesla. I want to talk about other companies and stuff in here, but just to see this, I mean, look at how funny this is. Everything else on this list has a pretty great day. I haven't talked about Nike yet, but I need to look up if they own UFOS and Bauer because that's important for what I'm talking about with Nike. And I don't know the answer to that yet. But Moderna has a good day. I mean, this is the future of medicine and vaccines. Avis, I said this company has great financials and people are traveling again with rentals. Avis budget 6%. I mean, crazy day, right? Google coming back because they're not going anywhere. Domino's, it's getting to be holiday time and cold. Once it gets cold outside, watch Domino's go up. Nobody wants to go out anymore. And I talked about this company and how great they are for a lot of other reasons. Visa, I'm not really ready to discuss yet, even though I did review it. I think they had really good financials. Saw this Lamb research today when I was doing work. I won't really talk about that. Intuitive Surgical is another one, robotic surgery, that got undervalued over the sell-off recently. Massimo company has stayed stronger. They're ready to bump up. They have an interesting kind of short interest that drives them down when they shouldn't, but their financials were great. And somebody else invested in this company, and I suspect they will continue to go up. Canadian Solar is one of the ones I like, but they always kind of hang around, and they're not a big mover, a huge company. Sherwin-Williams has a good day. They're not going anywhere. Sherwin-Williams, if you watch my video, the last stock video, I talked about Sherwin-Williams. All right, so point is I'm doing more research here, and I will get through this. That's why I want to do a video every day this week. Based on my numbers, I can get through every single remaining company that needs to be reviewed and get all of these last review dates current, right? Because as of right now, things that I have not reviewed appropriately, I would say anything before September of this year. So we go back to I guess it's only 350 companies. No way. I don't believe that. That's what it's saying. I guess I have done more work than I thought. No, there's all these down here. No, sorry, there's 432 through 1,000. No, there's 300 plus that. There's there's a lot. There's a lot to go over. But I think I can get it done this week because we're going to remove a lot of these companies off. Basically, a lot of what I'm doing today. And one of the things we can do is we can sort by price comments. You can see, so we can start removing some really fast. The price comment that I have here involves, kind of an overwhelming feeling about the company. And the stayaways or the red ones, there is going to be almost no reason to keep them on this list. So unless we were just tracking the industry. So for example, Quick Logic here or something, like let's look at that. That's probably something we can just get right off the list. Bad financials, no market cap. There's no reason I would ever tell you to invest in this company or invest in it myself. They can just go. Stuff with really low share prices, Great Lakes, Dodge, and only infrastructure, obvious. There's nothing here. I don't even need to look up this company. So I will get agribusiness traffic solutions too low. Like we're not gonna do that. So as I go through all these and I remove them all, this file, which is fully accessible and public to everyone, you can check it out. You can ask me to review companies that may not be on here that I have missed because the list changes dynamically every day. And I don't have a Bloomberg terminal. I'm just running this in Google Sheets and Google Finance. So if I'm missing something, let me know. But I'm going to get through all this, Royal Caribbean. We're not ever going to invest in the cruise industry. We're just not. So I will get through all these, and when they're done, then every day we're going to do a sort here, this percentage of target price sort every single day, and we're going to have the best deals that are going to pop up in the left. And it's an obvious one today with Tesla's ridiculously terrible day for essentially no reason, and we'll get through and get into everything else because I see a lot of things that should be on the top of this list that aren't. And I will go through there and figure all of that out. Let's get Beyond Meat. Yeah, Beyond Meat can go off of here. This company's not run properly. You can short them, but they're only at $14. So let's just get rid of them. But they don't need to be here. Sinclair Broadcasting Group is another one I don't like because for many reasons. Just get rid of them. Don't care. Novavax, I'll have a discussion about at a later date because I did see some positive results with their nanoparticle vaccine method, but they have a very complex method of delivery and production. And I'm a fan of mRNA vaccines for a reason. I like they're almost like code. I mean, you're writing genetic code essentially with an mRNA vaccine. And I think Novavax has had a just tumultuous craziness because they got a lot of funding. They did something new, but you kind of really need to understand the finer details of the molecular assays. Like you have to like really know the human body to invest in this industry. And I pretend like I know. I don't really know as much as I should. But all the research I do points toward more mRNA type, human coding technology. The design of the human body, the altering of the human genome, your own genome, and areas of your body's genome and expressions of genes is, I think, a brand new industry that is taking a while for people to understand and probably release some of our fears about what that entails. And there's questions about God and all kinds of things that are involved with really changing the human body at the molecular level, but with the coding nucleotides, the bases that make up the DNA and RNA stuff in our cells. To actually do that is fascinating, and it's a leap of humanity in a way. And I see that as obviously an industry that will continue to expand because there's no really way to push that down. Because as we die, if we have the opportunity to adjust our body to not age the same way, to express things that we want it to express and not to go cancerous and go hyperactive and go replicative and do all these things that the human body tends to do as we age. If we have a way to almost monitor that and adjust it and do what we want it to do and have a pretty good idea that we're going to do the right things. I mean, this is a technology that I can't see how anybody with money who doesn't want to extend their life and live a healthier, more productive life into their older years would not pay, everything you had to have. I mean, if you have some type of cancer that's going to kill you, and you've got $10 million in the bank, and someone says, hey, we're going to reprogram you a liver, because we can't transplant one for you. You got a weird genome, but we're going to try to copy your genome and grow a liver for you that's just for you and put it in you so that you can live and filter your blood again. I'm sure that I would pay whatever money I had at that point to do that. And I think a lot of other people would. So there certainly, I think, is a market for it. The question is, do we have the appetite for it? And at what point do we risk screwing things up and people dying for, the love of science here and growth? Very interesting question. So I applaud some of what Novavax has done, even though their stock price, they're not going off this list. I don't think they have a product that doesn't work. I think they have a complicated product that's different from other things that I like better, but not necessarily worse. So we're leaving them on there. Lending tree. I don't like lending stuff. With interest rates going up, I think that's bad for them, right? Because then interest rates will be even worse. I don't know. Either way, lending companies, I don't want them to do good. Schrodinger's another thing I'll discuss at another time. Roblox, keep going away, keep going down. You can short this company. I don't mind shorting Roblox. That's fun. All right, guys. So I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to get through those 1,000 companies. I do think we're going to get it to under like 200. I think that's what I'm going to sit with. And then, of course, we'll add companies back in that are become interesting or that I hadn't had on there before, or if we want to start tracking different industries on here, because it is fun to see. I mean, today you can just sort this thing, and when you sort it, you start to see which companies had the best day. There was a lot of like steel companies and stuff, which I moved off here. Some biotech, some wireless electronics, satellite communications things. Industries move in tandem. It's interesting to see it in the file because you kind of have all the companies laid out. So anyway, that's the stock update. If you do one thing, if you do what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy some long calls on Tesla, because if it's going to go down further, then show me, show me that going down further, because I mean, why? It should be going up as everyone sees the Cybertruck and the semi truck, and everyone realizes and gas goes up again or something for some reason, or just like there's so many reasons why that company's awesome. All right, guys, good luck. May all your trades be winning, and I will be back on Tuesday for another video, probably a recap video of the day again. I think that that's a good way to do this, and we'll see how many. I could be able to get through at least 200 more companies by that video tomorrow, so that we can try to get through these 1,000 before the end of the week. I think that's a good idea. All right, so good luck, everyone. May all your trades be winning. See ya.